Piega mama tawin og si man tu binanos ko mo humina kita ka pio hidan ay si skuf matsu mohtion guas ti kuti wi kum no kai nan tum gi timi anom gi usmam skuti ya nung gisagi now. I want to thank the Creator for loaning me yet another day in this physical world. And I ask you to please forgive me for how I'm about to make you feel. And I love you. The last couple of weeks have been a little intense for many people. I have seen many people and places and things fall apart, literally fall to their knees. And as they were going down in their ball of flames, they are asking themselves, why is this happening to me? And some of these people who are asking themselves that were actually people who have forgotten that they had prayed for this in their own lives, for the guidance, the direction, and the healing that they needed for themselves to find that emotional, mental, physical, spiritual balance. But also there are some of these same people, places, and things that still thought that there was time to find that balance, time to reset themselves and their lives. The world as we know it, as I'm watching and observing from a distance, is like watching a train wreck in slow motion. There are people who are still holding on to this new world that is collapsing, still resisting what is returning back to humanity, that being spirituality. What the world knows as Disney magic is what we've always known as spirituality. I would have to say, unfortunately, the majority of humanity that I've come to know and I am observing has been conditioned to believe that their higher power will judge them, condemn them, and persecute them. Hence, they do the same to themselves and to their fellow human being. And there is a majority of humanity who thinks that they can live in sin 6 days a week and repent on the seventh day, and that it's okay, and that's all it's going to take for them. When they cross over, that'll give them the right to enter and sit with the Creator in spirit world. And there are those of us, me included, who has my higher power, my Creator as my best friend. The Creator that I've come to know loves me unconditionally, doesn't judge me, doesn't condemn me, doesn't persecute me, to the point where I can laugh and joke and swear and question and get mad at my higher power, my Creator. When these moments come, it's because it's a part of me acknowledging that I am a human being like everybody else, and that's all the Creator wants me to acknowledge. But it's also in these times my way of knowing the Creator loves me and wants the best for me, and will put people, places, and things in my path to test me, to teach me, and to help me heal. People are put in our path for a reason, including places, including things. But at the same time, the world has forgotten that when Yahshua said to me in the wilderness, you don't have the right or the authority to judge and condemn and persecute yourself, and including your fellow human being. You don't have the right to do that. The Creator doesn't do that. When times get tough and the trials and tribulations are here, that I go through like everybody else, I have to. It's part of the human experience. I have come to a place in understanding that the spiritual road is not an easy road. It's a part of evolving as a spiritual being housed in this human being. And when we fall to our knees, it's teaching us that the Creator has our back, and we need to believe that. And spirituality is not something you can learn from a book. Spirituality is not something you can learn over a weekend. Spirituality is not something you can learn off the internet, off television, off social media. It's a personal journey, and you have to be willing to make and take the time to learn and understand spirituality. And as the world is a train wreck in slow motion, and people are wondering why it's not getting any better, because what are these very same people doing to make it a better place? What are these very same people who have become a slave to a system, who have become a slave to the monetary system, who have become a slave to academia, to social class, to religion, and to faith? My own people, the old people had said, that my people want to follow the spiritual road, but are too busy thinking like our European brothers and sisters. Dansa nihiyo tagispasugo kisin yutammunia hasu gahuipinam unihiyo sistigion unihiyo bixquion unihiyo gisamun. How can my people rise in these times? My own people have thrown away the culture, the language, and the spiritual way of life. And the majority of it is not because of it's our own making, it's because of what these residential schools have done to my people. They have demonized our culture, our language, and our spiritual way of life. Today's elders that we have today talk about trauma, talk about abuse. The 8th fire elders that we had who lived and grew up on the land talked about culture, talked about spirituality, talked about understanding, finding balance in life. Today now, as the world is resetting itself, there will be those, unfortunately, who will not make the transition. This is why it was said that if you're not spiritually connected in these times, chances are you will not make it. Free will is a gift, it's not a privilege. If humanity continues going down the road it's going, and thinking that it's okay to judge, condemn, and persecute yourself and your fellow human being, and that it's okay to turn a blind eye to natural law, chances are it's only going to get worse for those of you who do not understand what spirituality really is. It is returning, it is coming back to humanity. But it's something that you need to make the time and take the time to learn for really what it is. It is love and light, but it's also trial and tribulation, and it's also not an easy road. So be mindful of where you go for your guidance, your direction, and your healing. Because the Creator never sleeps, the Creator doesn't lie, the Creator doesn't make mistakes. It is the human being that is causing this chaos, this confusion, this mayhem, and this destruction throughout the land. And it is because of a system it has created based on religion, faith, academia, money, and social class. It all has its role in life. It's how you choose to honor that religion, that faith, that money, that academia, that social class. If you use it to make yourself a better human being and to make the world a better place, then you're honoring it for what it is. But if you are using it to create division, to create fear, to create doubt, then you have overstepped Creator's laws.